In the deep, suffocating heat of the 19th century South, the plantation lay silent, its white columns gleaming under the sun, masking the shadows that festered behind its walls. To the townsfolk, it was a symbol of wealth, refinement, and power. But behind closed doors, the air was thick with secrets that would one day shatter the illusion entirely. Inside, Elizabeth, the wife of the plantation owner, moved silently through the halls. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, missed nothing. She had always known her husband, Jonathan, was a man of pride and temper. Yet beneath that pride lay a darkness even she had never fully imagined. The servants, mostly enslaved men and women, scurried at her presence. Their faces held stories they dared not speak aloud. And yet, on this particular evening, something in the air felt heavier, more sinister. Elizabeth's instincts, honed by years of subtle observation, told her that the truth she feared most was inching closer. It began with a whisper, a rumor that slipped through the kitchen staff, through the stables, through the town itself. Jonathan had taken liberties that were meant to remain hidden, indulgences that violated every moral and social boundary of their world. Elizabeth's heart pounded as she approached the East Wing, where she had long suspected her husband conducted his clandestine activities. A faint light flickered beneath the door, accompanied by muffled laughter. She pressed her ear to the wood, her breath catching. And then she saw it. The scene that unfolded before her eyes was unthinkable. Jonathan, the man she had vowed to honor, lay entangled not with one, but 3 male slaves. The betrayal cut deeper than any physical wound could. Rage, disbelief, and a cold, calculating resolve washed over her all at once. She did not scream. She did not flee. She simply observed. And as she watched, she realized something crucial. If she did nothing, the town and the world would never know the truth. Elizabeth moved with a precision that would have made a general proud. In that moment of betrayal, she conceived a plan that was as audacious as it was terrifying. The town, steeped in social hierarchies and blind reverence for wealth, would be forced to witness justice in its rawest, most humiliating form. Over the next days, she gathered information. She spoke to the servants in whispers, coaxing every detail from them without revealing her knowledge. She mapped the plantation grounds, noting every escape route, every hiding place, every weak point in Jonathan's arrogance. And then she waited. For the right night. For the right moment. It arrived like a storm breaking over the horizon. Elizabeth summoned the town under the guise of a social gathering, a pretense that would draw every neighbor, every influential figure into the heart of the plantation. Lanterns flickered in the warm evening air, casting long shadows across the manicured gardens. Jonathan, oblivious to the growing tension, entertained his guests with wine and false laughter. But Elizabeth watched from the shadows, her eyes unyielding. The moment had come to unveil the truth. With deliberate calm, she led the crowd to the East Wing. Murmurs rippled through the townsfolk as they glimpsed the scene she had prepared. The evidence of betrayal laid bare for all to see. The town gasped as they beheld Jonathan, stripped of his pride and dignity. Elizabeth did not raise her voice. Her presence alone carried the weight of accusation. In that silence, the power dynamics of the South shifted ever so slightly. Jonathan's attempts at explanation fell flat. His words, once commanding and confident, now trembled against the weight of collective scrutiny. The townsfolk, bound by curiosity, morality, and the thirst for scandal, became unwitting participants in his punishment. Elizabeth orchestrated every moment with meticulous care. Every reaction, every whisper, every gasp was part of the reckoning. She did not strike. She did not scream. She simply revealed, and in revealing, she reclaimed her power. By dawn, the plantation had changed forever. Jonathan's reputation lay in ruins. A cautionary tale whispered across the town for generations. Elizabeth, though scarred by betrayal, emerged with a chilling authority. The slaves, witnesses to the events, understood that justice had taken a form beyond mere words. The town, once enthralled by wealth and social hierarchy, learned that no facade could shield sin forever. And Elizabeth, in her silent triumph, became a shadowed figure of legend, a woman who dared to expose truth in a world determined to ignore it. History rarely remembers women like Elizabeth. Her actions were whispered, feared, and maligned. Yet the echoes of that night persisted, like a shadow that stretched far beyond the walls of the plantation. The story endured, not in law books or official records, but in the hushed conversations of the townsfolk, a tale of betrayal, courage, and the terrifying power of